Okay, friends, I hope we're live. Can you see me? Is this the right time? I'm a little shingad as far as time changes go. This reminds me of the old days when we would be out and about. Are we coming through? Am I coming through? Can you hear me? Is it the right time? Did I calculate this correctly? I was looking at YouTube. It said Greenwich Mean Time. I was like, what the hell does that mean? I don't know what that is. Is this the right time? Does this make any sense? Am I talking to myself? Am I even on? There we go. Somebody says, yes. I love those. Yes. I asked 5 different questions. Yes. Which one? Anyway, 5 by 5. Good. Ants there. Signor Strunzo. Terrific. So this is the right time, right? Okay, there we go. I have to position it this way. Sorry, we're in the room. Mrs. L's doing some stuff. I've got to, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, how's everybody going? Great. And you got Puerto Pratas there. Hills of Kentucky. Wonderful. So good. Got to tell you about traveling. Who hates to travel? I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Hate airports. Hate the people. Hate them. Slobs, sloths. There was this one guy this morning at JFK. This is like 6:30 in the morning. You know how people talk on the phone like this? This is my cover. You know how they talk on the phone like this? And this guy's going, that motherfucker. Wait, there's kids around it. What's the matter with you? And it was the pilot. Just kidding. That motherfucker. And we're to go up with like a seltzer bottle and say, stop it. Stop it. What's the matter with you, you pig? Speaking of pigs, by the way, let me explain something to you. There are people who are overweight. There are people who are large, and there are pigs who kind of lumber about it. They're just gross, and you don't have to be like that. It's not about weight. So when I call somebody a pig, it's not about weight. Well, there was this pig, this woman with her tattoos, and she's got her fuzzy earful, and she brings on a dog on a leash. Service dog, no service dog harness. No, don't touch it. This slob brings this dog, and I want to say, you've got to be kidding me. What mental fugue is this lunatic going through that she requires the dog? It's got to have the dog with her. And another guy shows up. He looks like he was carrying tent poles, like just like skis. I'm thinking, what is he doing? And that the head of an amplifier, some big. I mean, just like and his big bulky. I hate backpacks. He walks on. I'm thinking, has anybody stopped? I hope he checks this at the door. Then we're sitting on a row. I got this Mr. Financial guy who's on his toe, and his wife who's got a mask on the whole time. And I'm an aisle guy. Give me the aisle. You know, I just have to get up. When I got up, walk around. I got to have the aisle. I can't do the excuse me. Give me the aisle. But this jadrool's inside, and you think she would be able to say something like, hey, do you mind if I keep this window, this shade down the whole time so you feel claustrophobic in this dark tube? Because I'm privileged, and I'm wearing a mask, and her husband's not. She didn't stop eating the whole time. She had bags of stuff. Then there was a woman who had, and I am a big, big fan of African-American ladies' hair styles. Some of them are just brilliant. There was a great documentary I saw with Chris Rock. This woman, I wanted to say, how do you do this? Did you ever see a doll's hair? Did you ever see a doll? My sister had her doll. She always would take her dolls and wash the hair. I don't know why. And it would stand up. But you would see how these little holes where it's like little hair plugs they stick through. I wanted to say, how did you do this? How did you get that done? Anyway, make a long story short, she started throwing them back. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, throwing them back like you can't believe what the sun. I mean, and why people just don't bring. If you're going to bring vodka, just bring a bottle with you. You know, that's got vodka in it. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, slobs. Here's the best part. It's one in front of me. Oh, this morning. Oh my God. Oh. JFK. Let me just say, best airline in the world, JetBlue. The best. The best. I don't know how they do it. The best. The best. I love people's accents. I think they're great. But they had one woman on one gate, and she's reading the standby names. If you have the following name to the standby, you have something painful. Sotongue. And I'm thinking, what? What language? No. People are like, what? Is that me? I love languages. Languages mean somebody can speak a language you can't, or an accent, I should say. This was painful. Sotongue. Buffet. The other day when I was calling JetBlue, I had two of the. Have you ever gotten one of these? Let me change it. Have you ever seen this voice? I think they're from the Philippines. I don't know. But everything is like grief counseling. Yeah, I got a new debit card. The strip came off. I am so sorry that you have to go through. Yeah. And I'm going to do my best to appreciate. Yes. No, nobody died. Nobody died. It's just a card. Take it easy. They have one speed. It's always excessive. All right. Anyway. So I was calling these JetBlue, and I got this woman. I swear to God, it was like talking to Dame. I don't know, just so nice, so wonderful, so incredibly, so brilliant, eloquent. I said, "May I ask a question?" I said, "Where are you from? Where are you?" She says, "South Africa." I said, "I always get these. I always get these things at the end." For a customer survey, stay online. No, hit 2. No. This is the one I wanted to do. I said, you are the best. You are polite, courteous, elegant. Your language is impeccable. Love it. She was so happy. Had to call back again. I got another one. I said, by the way, are you from South Africa? Yes. That's who I'd hire. I don't know how they speak, what they learn, what they do. It's like elegant. I couldn't believe I'm talking, because normally there's a guy not a guy, but there's a tech support. These are the best. I don't know what language they are. I have no idea, but they are the best. But you hear dogs barking in the background. It's like in a jungle somewhere. Who knows? So I finally made it, got done, did this thing, sat there and listened to this. By the way, very good story. Get Gotti on Netflix. Watch that. It's very, very good. Okay. So today, as I was walking through this JFK, this humanity, I kept thinking, there's not anybody here who knows anything that's going on in what am I trying to say? There's not anyone here who knows anything about, that's more like it. Israel, Palestine, Gaza, the incursion, the siege, targeted, nothing. They didn't know a thing about this. Nothing. We're talking about it. We're worried about it. They don't know anything about it. Nothing. And I want to start off, by the way, by saying something. And I want to say this right off the bat because I love great commentary. Let me tell you the commentary. First, there are some people out there who are just, they're very good, but I'm gonna mention a name because I can't do this without mentioning it. Ben Shapiro is a hack. Okay. I know you love Israel. I know you're a proud Jew. I know it. I get it. I respect it. I love Israel too. I'm serious. I've been there twice, and it's like nothing you think. I don't know what people think it's like primitive or something. It's, oh my God. Tel Aviv is like Miami Beach or some Caribbean, what's Mediterranean. Haifa's beautiful. Jerusalem is like very serious. It's like you go to you go to Jerusalem to pray, Tel Aviv to play, and Haifa to stay, or something like that. There's this. So I loved it. One of my best buddies I met, we always stayed in touch. Okay. But I love my country too. My country cannot stand my government. I have been against every war since World War II. I was a little young for Korea. So I expect the same thing from my country. And if my country does something really stupid, my government, I'm going to say it. But Ben Shapiro, I don't know what he's. I guess maybe he thinks it's a conservative thing. You've got to just bend over, and whatever Israel, whatever Bibi does, you love it. You have to love it. You have to love him and everything they do, and it's all warranted, and it's all necessary, and it's not excessive, and it's. What are you talking about? They're screwing everything up. Are you reading the Jerusalem Post? It's like Bibi is the worst. He never takes any responsibility for anything. This has nothing to do with Jews, Judaism, Zionism, Israel. It's about war. It's about tactics. It's about procedure. It's about what are you doing? So I'm listening this morning. I'm driving to the airport, and I get these damn things on YouTube. These rotations, and it's Ben Shapiro. I say, why did you give me Ben? I don't listen to Ben Shapiro. Get this thing off. And he's explaining again. Don't you understand that there's nothing in Palestine? There's nothing there. These people are wasting their time. They don't have any money. They don't do anything. They're slobs. They can have water. The reason why there's no water is they want to use it for the bombs, and they can have water. Don't give me this stuff. We know, but he says the same thing. Say, Ben, there's a war going on. Would you stop repeating the same thing? Let's assume it's World War II, and that dude who looks like Chaplin, the lunatic, okay? Can't say his name because they go crazy here. Let's assume Ben Shapiro or anybody was talking about that. This is what they would say in the middle of the war. Well, he wrote this stupid book. He wrote this stupid book called Mein Kampf, and he's a nut, and he screams and he yells and he's crazy. I'm thinking, the war's going on. This is the best you can do. Yes, we know he's crazy. Yes, we know the whole story. Are you not listening to the rest of the world? Do you not care? What kind of a chooch? What is this guy? It's stupid. Listen to me. Let me tell you who does some great stuff. And I will tell you when I hear it, and it's great. One of the best, if not the best, is terrific, is Judge Napolitano. I think he is aces in my book, okay? And John Mearsheimer is my hero. John Mearsheimer is the greatest guy ever. John Mearsheimer is a dream. Douglas McGregor is a godsend. They're talking about practical things. They're talking about not, well, do you like them? Do you like them? What? Well, Putin's a crazy guy. Did you hear recently where they say Putin's dead? It's like, what are you, I mean, who is there? Does anybody say anything about this? Quit telling me all the time how crazy the Palestinians are. Oh, there's Edie Crowley. What about the U.S. strikes to Syria, Iranian Post? This is not good. What are we doing? Is this our beef? I'm sorry. Is this our beef? And thank you, Edie. Is it, what are we doing here? What do we do? I don't understand any of this. None of this makes any sense to me. None of this. It is bizarre. I just don't understand. Israel's going to go in and now blast, no internet, no nothing, no water, no tube. And then Ben Shapiro's going to say, well, it's because it's their fault. Because people have this idea that Gaza, they deserve it because they voted in Hamas. And you know what? Screw you. That's what you want. And if you didn't like them, well, you shouldn't have voted them in. That's it. That's the way they think. It's that simple. That is moronic. That is moronic. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm telling you? It's moronic. How do they do this? How do they? I don't even know how to, I don't even know I don't even know the words. I don't know the words to explain, to put into context how this thing works. Now, have you listened? Do you have any interest at all of what people have been saying for 75 years? 75 years since the Nakba, since the disgrace or the catastrophe, when these folks were uprooted. It's a reality. See, the Ben Shapiro's just say, I don't want to hear about that. I do want to hear about it. That's all they're talking about. And here's the best part. Nobody likes Hamas. They're a terrorist organization, but they're also an organization that has to do with more than just being a terrorist organization, okay? I would say 90% of what they do is military. But if you ask the people that benefit from it, all they're saying is nobody talked about this. Nobody talked about us. Nobody for 75 years. There were a few people here. There was, Noam Chomsky here, and then this one over here, and that's about it. But nobody talked about us at all. Here comes Hamas. They do this horrible, absolutely terrible thing that they did. And now it's all over the world. They're marching in Brussels. They're marching in New York, in New Jersey, in Syracuse, in the University of Florida, University of Hawaii. They're marching everywhere. Palestinian, occupation, Gaza, West Bank is nowhere to be found. Now, let me ask you a question. Ask yourself this question. Let's say you're in Gaza and you're going to say, well, I'll be a son of a. Now they're talking about us. Why? Since October the 7th. I don't know anybody who says, yes, that's great. I'm sure there's some sick puke out there who thinks it's great or thinks it's funny or whatever. I don't know. But they're saying for the first time, look what's happening. They're talking about us for the first. There are more people talking about 1948, about the Yom Kippur, this or that, the history. Nobody knew anything about the West Bank. Abu Mazen is nowhere to be found. And Bibi is thinking, oh my God, what do I do? The Jerusalem Post, you can't get more hardcore than that. They're saying this son of a gun never takes responsibility for anything. So let me ask you something. Are you able to understand what's happening? Israel, you're screwing this up. This is not the way to do it. And you're also, but in your favor, you're going to say, look, You got in 1948 the Holy Land, your home. I would feel exactly the way you felt in Philistine, as you say it, or Palestine, or Israel. I would feel 100%. After the diaspora, after you were thrown, after what you've been through, I know exactly. Realism. Put yourself in their position. 100%. 100%. But you knew this was going to cause a problem. You know it. They knew it. Whatever it was. Okay. That's the way that works. Hey, Neats. Thank you, dude or dudette. Thank you for that. I understand that. You've got to always understand how people think. You've got to understand. During the Troubles, when Jerry Adams and Sinn Féin and the Provisionals and even you have to understand what they think. But all I know is since October the 7th, nobody knew anything about Israel. They never talked about it. Today on the plane, I'm looking at, my God, so many. Oh! I saw a woman. I think it was Al Jazeera, maybe from somebody from Hamas, busting his balls. I mean, let him have it. It was some of the best journalism I have ever seen. Brilliant. Brilliant. And Judge Napolitano, Mearsheimer, Jeffrey Sachs, Scott Ritter. But McGregor, you know what I found? I'm listening to him. McGregor talks about the things about warfare that I find fascinating. For example, everybody who is involved in war will tell you, don't tear the streets up. Don't tear things up. Don't destroy things. Don't uproot, whatever it is, because we are going to have to then go in afterwards and try to, take control of the city or whatever. You can't do that if you've destroyed the streets. Did you see what they did? Did you see what they did to the streets of Gaza? It's all wrong. You can't get anything through there. So the Israeli IDF is going to say, thanks, appreciate it. How the hell are we going to get, we can't get, personnel carriers because we don't do that. Second of all, McGregor, he's just terrific. He would say something to the effect of, a lot of those Israeli soldiers are reservists. They're not what you think. I mean, they're good and everything, but you got a lot of folks who really aren't. I don't know if they're battle hardened. Syria is, Turkey is. They've been to war. They know what's going on, and Russia has it too. Don't kid yourself. The real battles, not skirmishes, long slogs. Okay. He also turned around and said, and don't laugh, America, because you're next. Because we have about 400, 500,000 people. They're overweight. The number of people in the military who were overweight. He says he never had that. Let me dispel something. America is not a war country. America is not a military country. America is not. We are a country of commerce and industry and energy and Wall Street and finance and credit and banking and innovation. That's what we are. I was watching Palkisha. Now first of all, she was Palki. Now she's Palkisha. She has about 9 different names. I don't speak Indian, so I don't know what she's saying, but it's fantastic. You know who is a military country? Who is brutal? All they are is military. Pakistan. That's all they are. They spend more money on rockets. People are eating dirt, but that is a military country. We're not at all. At all. Do you hear what I'm saying? You need the truth. Not this Ben Shapiro shite where he's just telling you the same thing about, the Hamas, they're bad guys. Yes, Ben. Yes, we know that. Yes, we know that. Thank you. Is that the best you can do? Can we talk about the tactics? Can we talk about how is this done? What are you going two-state solution? Let me tell you something. I am telling you, I have never, ever. Remember, I've been around, man. I know, man. I know. I've been listening to this, well, since I was born, but there's never been since October the 7th. You've got the UN, you've got everybody is coming at them, telling Israel this occupation. They are saying Mearsheimer calls it an apartheid state. It's apartheid. There was a story I was watching last night. You know how when you watch somebody and you just know they're telling the truth? You know how you just know it? You just know it. There was a fellow, I don't know what it was. It might have been, I never I watch only foreign. I watch Al Jazeera, I watch WEON, I watch First Post, France 24, RT, whatever is non-American. And BBC, no. Same thing. So forgive me for being able to tell you exactly what it was, but I think he was Scottish or or Irish. I believed everything he said. He said they were standing near on the mount of the dome. I've been there. This is in Jerusalem. And you look down, you got the hotel, the Wailing Wall, then you got the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and then you've got that's right. By the way, when you go to the Wailing Wall, the hotel, men to the left, women to the right. Okay? They even have people begging. I couldn't believe this. You got $10. What is this? This is the and people put slips of paper. How they put these rocks, these slabs of rock together. There's no room. They fit. It's like I don't know how they did that. Anyway. So as he's telling this story, he said there was a fellow who was standing there, and somebody came up and said to this, I guess Palestinian or somebody, they call him Arab, but they're Palestinian. Anyway. He said something, I want to shake your hand. He goes, I don't know, I don't want to shake your hand. So something happened where they called over an Israeli soldier, IDF soldier, a policeman, whatever it was. And he said, hey, this guy's mistreated, this guy's rude. So they said, check his ID. And according to this anchor who said he saw this, the Israeli soldier said, no, like this. And he like spread his legs, like kicked his legs and took his, made the guy wait for hours, just treated him like absolute shite. The stories of that. There was a kid today. There was one of these YouTube shorts. A kid in shock. Saddest thing I've ever seen. Now, remember, I'm not naive. There are Israeli kids. There are people who were there on October the 7th. There are people who have suffered from rocket attacks. I know this. Suffer the children. I got it. I'm not. Okay. Somebody's going to say, well, Israel does it too. Always that tit for tat stuff. All right. Let me tell you about this. Little kid was in shock. And the kid had a look on his face. I don't know where this was from, what hospital, but he had a look on his face of just suspended animation, looking but not focusing, looking, not staring, but not focusing. And there was a doctor or a nurse, or it was a man who was just rubbing his shoulder, just rubbing him, saying it's okay, trying to kiss him, and it's okay. And the kid, as he kind of thawed out from this suspended sense of utter terror, just started crying. It broke my heart. That's just one. Again, it's all over the world. And yes, and there are kids that we did this. I know. We always have to say. People always love to qualify it. And yes, we did this too. And we did this with Vietnam. And we did this with Hiroshima. We did this too. Yes, yes, yes. I understand. But it's just beyond brutal. Neats says, "I'm an Irish woman. We in Ireland are in big trouble also, as in humanity as we know it." Well, I love the well, how do I say this? I knew so many Irish, Irish in New York. Had the best time ever. Was introduced to the Irish pub years ago, Irish food, St. Patrick's, the Irish wake, the Irish, but also I met John Hume. I met Phil Coulter, and all the big Irish acts would come, and love that perspective, and love many who were actually very actively fighting in the troubles. And of course, met some of the greatest people with the greatest Irish, the Irish accents. And again, it's an accent relevant to us, or relative rather to us. But the accents that were so great were the way Americans do it is always like, "Hello, father, how are you? Oh, how about a potato? Oh, hey, Odie, Odie, ever met him? Lucky Charms, and hey, like that Barry Fitzgerald, horrible." I had a friend of mine who's from Galway. He was so famous in New York. Everybody knew his face. I could go to any bar owner. I could say, "I'm going to give you one name. I'm going to make one sound. I'm not even going to give a sentence, and you're going to know who it is." It depends how if the guy was a real, because the bar and pub owners are like a syndicate. And I would say to him, "This one there," and they go, "Oh, that's," and they knew exactly who it was. This he was my favorite because he would make you think you knew what he was saying, but you didn't understand what he was saying. But you thought you did. But you heard. Remember one time after Waco, Ruby Ridge, he said, "This one there, your man there, this one, your one, this one, sake, fuck's sake, that is making the one. The FBI, you can't go there and get your man there, Randall Reaver. Randall Reaver, you go there, and fuck's sake, the one, you take the one, hey, the one silencer. They can't do that, you shut the dog. Christ's sake. Christ's sake, fuck's sake. Just, and he said, and he would say, your man and your one. I didn't know about your one. Your man. Oh, your man Hitler. My man Hitler. What? I said, not somebody that you align with, but somebody that, instead of saying that guy. And then your one is a woman. I saw your man with your one. Your man said your one. You said your man said your one. What? I also found out, my friend, a lot of folks, you know how we say, mm-hmm. You know how we say, like you're listening, go, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. They would say, hmm, and I thought they didn't hear me. I saw your man there. I said, I saw your man. What are you, deaf? It was up. Syllables are down. Anyway. Lovely, great, 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 great people. Love to hear the perspective of the troubles. And I would meet some of the Ulster Brigade and others as well. And they both had, and I could understand intuitively how people think. And what is happening right now? No internet. Where do you think? You think our good friend, our friend, what's his name? Elon, your mom, Elon Musk. You think he's going to come in there and try to help something out? So where is this going? It's going nowhere. This stuff better end. What are you going to do? You're going to blast. You're going to blast. You're going to blast Gaza to smithereens, right? Right? Okay. And then what? What are you going to what? Where are they going to go? Where do you displace 1 million plus? I don't know. Is anybody talking about that? I don't know. And yet you hear this, you hear these Lindsey Grahams and these, even Victor Davis Hanson is like, again, there are two aspects to the issue. Number one, that which brought us to the game, so to speak, the prefatory, the antecedent issues, that which led us to this. I got that. I got it. Okay. The other issue is, okay, now that we're there, how does this work? Oh, I was going to tell you something. McGregor said this. I loved it. He said, we're sending carrier groups to Iran. You know where they have, you know where the carrier group can't be right there. The carrier group doesn't pull up because Iran will say, oh, was that the ship? They have to dock, so to speak, or whatever, somewhere near, how do I say this? Near Sicily to stay out of the range of the missiles. Sicily. Are you following this? Sicily. It's the most incredible thing anybody's ever. It's unbelievable. What? Sicily. You heard me. It blows my mind when people talk about the actual practical aspects of this. Where are we going to? And they're still talking about Ukraine. And these morons are saying, well, we're able to handle. Well, you look, Ukraine is over. It's over. We should have never done anything. Ukraine was a waste of time. You know it and I know it. And when we were saying it and I was saying it, you were, well, other people were saying, well, you're a Putin apologist. Oh, stop that. Sanctions. That doesn't do anything. Has sanctions done anything to hurt the Iranians? No. Russia? No. Sanctions don't work. We haven't learned that. There's your man, Barry Taylor, your man. Just read those bunker busters. Just read those bunker busters can penetrate 100 feet of earth or 20 feet of concrete. Use your imagination. Well, that's okay, but there's over, 300 miles of, did you see, when you talk about the tunnels, my God. Now, by the way, I've been most remiss, my friends. Are you getting your food? Have you done your food yet? Have you? Huh? That was an old lady. I knew she was another Irish one. Huh? She would always do that. Huh? The other guy would say, it was a great one. He would always say words incorrectly, like, I saw your man, Saddam Hussein. I said, no, not Saddam. Yeah. No, what do you mean, yeah? No, it's Saddam. Sure. No, wait, you said Saddam. Yeah. Now you're saying yeah again. What is it? Sure. What are you doing? Yeah. He'd be great in a cross-examination. So you're saying you weren't at the ship? Sure. Oh, you were there? Sure. You weren't? Huh? And the other woman was, huh? Anyway. Listen carefully, my friends. This is very, very important. Listen to me. This is about food. This is about, this is my stuff. Listen. Let me try this. It'd be nice if I had something other than a picture. Let me try it this way. The smartest thing that you can do right now is to pay attention and listen to what I'm telling you right now. In the event of disaster, in the event of something calamitous, there are three things that are critical to survival: food, water, and energy. And I'm here to talk about the food part. And that's preparedwithlionel.com. My Patriot Supply is simply the premier food storage, emergency food storage company in the world. And they have right now a deal for you that I want you to pay attention to and avail yourself of. It's $200 off a 3-month emergency food supply kit. Now, this is what everybody should have initially, but this will get you going. This is an introductory. We're talking a 25-year shelf life, 21 varieties of the most delicious foods and drinks and snacks you can imagine. We're talking 120 pounds of food in resealable pouches with oxygen absorbers, 120 pounds of food in 6 water-resistant buckets that are modular and stack perfectly. They're simply the smartest things you can do, the wisest thing you can do, because I'm telling you, when there's calamity, when there's shutdown, when there's martial law or tsunamis or weather or strikes or riots or whatever, stores close down. And when stores close down, food is unavailable. And when food is unavailable, people are going to go nuts. You know it, and I know it. Preparewithlionel.com. Don't think, don't review this, don't give this a lot of thought. Just do this. Go to preparewithlionel.com and take care of this. Take advantage of this, I should say, this incredible deal that's not going to last for a long time. Preparewithlionel.com. It's that serious. I was about to, let me get rid of this damn thing. I was losing my voice then at the time, and luckily that ended. I remember when I first did this spot, somebody said, well, I got a fishing pole. What? Because people always, as you notice, especially when you look at live streams, people just say stuff to just say it. It's ridiculous, but they'll say it. And they'll say things like, yeah, I got a fishing pole. You got a fishing pole? Yeah. You're going to catch fish by the creek during some kind, what? And I think to myself, do you think that is a retort? Do you think that is some kind of a, oh, well, you're the kind of guy I want to hang around with during a disaster. You've got a fishing pole in any event. I have had it so much. I think there's about maybe 10 to 12 people in the world, myself included, who really understands what's going on. I swear to God. I may not know the answer, but I know the questions. I know exactly what to ask. And I'm beyond everybody has to go out of their way to say, well, I'm pro-Israel. Okay, good. But I'm not pro-Israel. I'm pro-truth. And I like the mission. And I don't pick a country just because I have some affiliation with it. I'll say this again. I'm an American, and I oftentimes find problems with my country. Does that make sense to you? Okay, you got that? Okay, so I mean, and I guess that's another thing too, was I guess people want to be a super conservative. And to be a super conservative, everything you have to do is that everything Israel does is great. Everything it does is terrific. Everything it does is great. They never do anything wrong. They're the only democracy in the. I know this. I know. Is that it? Is that like part of the PragerU thing? Is that if you want to be a part of the Charlie Kirk world, this, I don't understand. It's almost like automatons. Like, this is what we say. Is there any depth to your argument other than the fact of repeating the same rote Pavlovian? Yes, I understand you are a fan of Israel. Great, as am I. That's not the issue. Well, Gaza. Yes, I understand Gaza. Well, Hamas. Yes, they're terrorists. The same. And I got to remind you again, Steve Doocy refers to a kibbutz as kibbutz. And that's when I realized, oh my God. Let me tell you something. Bibi, you've got so much to worry about. You have got so much to worry about. Number one, Bibi, and this is critical. What is the plan? What are you going to do? You're going to go and you're going to level Gaza. You might as well the world. What happens when everybody completely turns against you? And let me explain something to you. If you think, trust me when I tell you this, don't believe a word anybody says when they say, "Oh, we're behind you, baby." Oh no, we're behind you 100%. Oh no, we're with you. Don't believe it for a moment. These people are treacherous. They are treacherous. They are so diabolical, these people. They are so without peer in terms of how horrid they are. I'm sorry. They say that for now until it doesn't become expeditious. When the political world turns, when the entire world turns, if it happens, I don't know if it will, but if it does, you can forget it. They don't give a damn about Gaza or the Yom Kippur War. They don't care about that at all. They are not to be trusted. And think about this. Before October the 7th, never saw any of these people. The Harvard Law School Palestinian, Not now. Not like we see now. It is a different world completely. So let me understand this. You understand it? And what is Joe Biden doing? Nothing. Joe Biden, nobody believes what he's saying. Gavin Newsom is meeting with Xi Jinping. Why? Because Gavin Newsom is going to be the nominee. And he's going to do it. Do you get it? Gavin Newsom is, like I've said, and he's meeting with Xi Jinping and saying, okay. And for Xi to meet with old Gavin, he must be thinking there's something to this Gavin guy. He's not gonna meet with Ron DeSantis. You see what I'm saying? So that was the endorsement of a lifetime. Believe me, okay? You got that? Period. Now, thank you for being with us. Some of you have been, and I love your some of you, I'm not going to mention who, are just screaming to be heard, screaming. Somebody notice me. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm being rebarbative. I'm being confrontational. I'm being contumacious. Look, please read. Won't somebody respond to me? Okay. Just go ahead. Enjoy yourself. Everybody's got the right to speak. Just even though we don't know what the hell you're talking about, but that's all right. This is not going to end well. You're looking at World War III, my friends, and they're going to be coming here. The other day, I heard another one of these great John Kennedy things. Oh, John Kennedy. The biggest waste of time anybody does. Great videos. Now, you mean to tell me you don't know how many people were actually who crossed the border illegally, and you're with the Department of Homeland Security? Is that what you're saying? Oh, that was great. What happens with that? Nothing. Remember all of those judges that he was saying, now, comrade. Remember all those terrible judges? Are they judges now? I don't know. Most of them are. Didn't do a damn thing to stop it. But he sounds good. Josh Hawley, Marsha Blackburn, Ted. I haven't seen Ted Cruz lately. And Mike Johnson. You're trying to. So what do we have? What do we say about? We must say something about Mike Johnson. Why? Because everybody's talking about him. We have to pretend like we know what we're talking about as well. All right, dear friends. Listen, you have been terrific. Thank you. Thank you. Barry Taylor, Neats, I thank you so much. And Edie Crowley, you are wonderful. But please, I hope you have signed up. I hope you have done your best to always make sure you hit that bell and that notification button, because now I'm on some weird time and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And so if I have 5 minutes, I'm going to do some lives and make sure you see the other videos that are coming up in any event. So thank you. All right? Okay. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change to me that sincerely. Until we see each other next time, remember, as I always say, we'll meet again tomorrow. I'll try to do 8 a.m., which is like 3 o'clock in the morning where I'm. Anyway, we'll talk tomorrow. Remember, just keep an eye on this. And don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Try it again.